So when Trump and Musk come knocking at the door, trying to peek behind the curtain, the reaction is swift and fierce. Because if they succeed, they'll manage to pull USAID's operations and put it right under direct control of the State Department. Or even worse, in the public eye, they'll be held accountable for things. We can't have that. It will expose decades of covert actions, questionable alliances, the dark side of U.S. foreign policy that has been hidden under the guise of aid. It's why the rest of the world hates us. Think about some of the crazy things we've done in the name of foreign aid. We funneled money to warlords in Afghanistan. We gave money to the Taliban, money to Gaza to prop up Hamas. We've run guns to the Syrian group ISIS, propped up dictators in Latin America, even funded opposition groups in countries where we wanted regime change, all under the banner of freedom and democracy. Again, this is why everybody hates the American government. Her people see our influence as good and benevolent. Accept abortion in places where the people are morally outraged. We promote transgenderism in their schools. We tell them that this is the enlightened way to go, otherwise they lose their aid. We force them to open their markets to multinational. And sometimes I think we are. Other times, America's anything but. So in exchange for our tax dollars, we've asked countries to change their laws, to accept abortion in places where the people are morally outraged. We promote transgenderism in their schools. We tell them that this is the enlightened way to go, otherwise they lose their aid. We force them to open their markets to multinational corporations that sometimes don't have their best interest at heart. And we conduct military operations on their soil. You will do it our way. And yet you don't know anything about it. Most Americans have no idea because it's all wrapped up in the nice shiny package of humanitarian assistance. So here's what happens if Doge succeeds. What happens if Musk and Trump manage to pry open the lid to this operation? Well, for once, the bureaucrats lose control of one of their many hiding places. The intelligence community loses one of its more useful tools. And the American people might finally get to see just how much of their hard-earned money has been used not to build schools or feed the hungry, but to manipulate foreign governments and maintain our empire of influence. And here's the kicker. This isn't about just the past, it is about the future, because if Musk and Trump can break through this wall, it sets a precedent. It says no part of the government is beyond scrutiny of our elected officials, and that terrifies people who've been running the show. So what do we take away? One, pay attention. Stories like these are not bureaucratic squabbles. This is the battle front. This is the battle line right there that will decide who actually runs the country. We're going to see more on this, and the intelligence agencies are not going to like it. So one thing I would take away from this is don't take any news story at face value for a while. There are many hiding places, and those who receive and use dark money for black ops are going to fight back. Second, ask questions. Continue to ask questions. Why does USAID have classified systems that other government officials can't access? Why is there so much resistance in an aid organization to transparency? And third, remember the people that are screaming the loudest about protecting democracy are often the ones most afraid of the people actually seeing how the sausage gets made. So this isn't about USAID, Doge, or even Trump and Musk. It's about whether you have the right to know what our government is doing with your money. Stay curious, America.